Hi everybody, welcome to GuyjinGaymes. We have one player who's not going to be able to join us tonight, so just want to let you know we are taking care of some resizing and all the good boring stuff before we get started. So, thanks for sticking it out. We'll see you soon. Welcome everyone to episode 10 of Curse of Strahd here at GuyjinGaymes. Our intrepid heroes have stopped to rest for the night, and we are doing a few technical adjustments on the fly. Unfortunately, Garnus can't be with us tonight, so without further ado, let us begin. Our wayward adventurers find themselves among the haunting mists of Barovia, under the watchful and obsessive gaze of the Devil Strahd. Born of their flight to safety, victory against the denizens of this dark realm have propelled them forward to the cities of Vallaki and Kresk, with their compatriot Barovians in tow. Strahd von Zarovich's unending fixation collides with the realization that there is an ally fated by the cards to aid in the coming war against him. The party rests for the night after a hard-fought battle on the trail. The vicious minions of Strahd were denied their prize today, and the heroes stand vigilant against the darkness as they recuperate at camp and tend to Ismark's injured ankle. They have holed up a short distance from the trail on a craggy stretch of foothills that now lie between them and the looming Castle Ravenloft. Shortly after the rays of twilight fade over the wooded lands ahead of them towards Vallaki, the party hears a roar of rushing wind issue forth from the rocks and boulders around them. Anzer is inundated with the sounds of piercing screeches as diminutive and immeasurable black forms burst from the cracks and fissures hidden among the rocky incline. We open tonight's session. Roll initiative.
Oh boy. Select your token first. Shut off.
Bad.
Woohoo!
So good.
You went to nat 20. You got the nat 1. Awesome.
Somebody got a
So-
nat 1.
Wow. So this
Kathy got a
is
nat 1, I
this
got a nat 20.
is this very soon after we fought the dire wolves?
That would have been just a few, maybe 2 hours afterwards. Maybe 2
Okay.
hours.
One of my hit points are full. I'll change
No,
that.
because you
There we
said
go.
that I got my full night's watch in. Or no, I got my full rest in and then started my night's watch.
Yeah, I think the party holed up and took a
began
couple
their
of
rest.
hours and began their
Yeah.
rest. Yeah, before twilight actually fell.
Because I don't have full hit points. I don't think I've taken a long rest.
I
think-
don't think
I
you've
think-
had the opportunity to yet.
Okay.
Right,
That's-
everyone
that's what I
else
was
got
making
left
sure.
with, what, a short rest then?
Correct.
Oh boy.
All right, if you will give me just a moment.
But if we did a short rest, can I go ahead and get my hit die?
Yes.
Okay. Short rest.
Why does it keep doing that? Okay.
Oh, sweet. Roll a 10. Did that pop up in roll 20?
What
Yeah.
was that before?
Okay.
Yeah.
I was at 58, so
Oh, nice.
now I'm at 72.
Very nice.
That'll work for me.
Yeah, forgive me just a moment.
Excellent.
Okay.
I have nothing.
Okay. I'd like to do a PSA for anyone considering streaming equipment in the future. Do not use Streamlabs. I'd be happy to do a full video as to why at some point in time.
Shout out.
This is the opposite of an endorsement. I just thought everyone should know. It's... Okay.
Got your own laugh track.
I know, right?
Sorry, my girls are really loud.
No, you're all good. Don't worry about
That shit distracts me. I'm like, get out of the room, because, like, I can't focus.
it.
I can't do that to them. I mean,
Nah.
it's-
Oh, they don't have anything they want to do on this side of the house anyway. So, unless they're screaming back and forth, that's, typical.
Come on. Come on, I
That's actually
believe.
fine too. Back and forth is one thing, but like standing in the one room.
Did anyone do anything fun this past weekend?
There we
I
go.
ran from a hurricane.
Went and picked
How'd
up
that go?
pumpkin. Did
Yeah,
you weather it?
It was pretty nice, actually. We went down to my dad's in Texas and got to visit with him
Hey,
for a little while, a few days.
Michael, what about you?
picked up some pumpkins.
There you go.
See,
Some
I got a warded gnome.
A warted gnome. There you
Ew.
go.
Looks rotten.
It's so much character, and I don't have to put any time into carving it. It's just, man, it's win-win.
Did you guys carve too?
And it's called a warded gnome. Well, we're gonna wait, cause like otherwise they won't last till Halloween, and I don't want to go buy more. So we're gonna wait till at least this weekend, but ideally the following. I saw
That's
some really
smart.
cool ways to just like shoot flames out of pumpkins, and you just put a roll of toilet paper inside it, and you douse it in kerosene, and then you light it, and it'll go for like 10 to 15 minutes, and like you can do that over for like a couple hours before they're like too melted to do anything.
Well, that's one way to go about it, I guess.
Right.
You also just get like one of those like slow cooker things.
This is how you enforce social distancing on Halloween.
True, nobody would come up to your porch.
Dude, you just need a piece of PVC pipe. Tape it or screw it to your handrail going down from your. Well, I have a handrail on my steps, and you just put the candy in there and tell them to hold the basket at the end. There you go, 6 foot away.
Yeah.
Okay. I think we are finally ready. As the party makes its way out of the tents, the swarms of bats make their way up and over the side of the precipice that you've backed your camp up to. So we're going to go straight in order. No one has surprise. No one is flat-footed. And we begin with Anzer. Just to note the party's status, Ismark has had his ankle tended to, but it is still very tender and he's slow moving. Irina seems to be very frustrated but ready to go about the business. So as this disruption comes, Ismark has his crossbow leaning next to him in preparation, and Irina comes pretty much screeching out of her tent with her sword already drawn.
Do we know what they are?
Yes and no at this point. You know they're bats, but beyond that,
He identified himself at the end of last session.
say what?
He
No,
identified
didn't.
himself at the end of last session.
Who?
Strahd.
Well, back as a wolf. But
Yeah.
not here.
I thought he reformed in front of us here.
Uh-uh.
Nope, just
Uh-uh.
that.
I misread that.
No, but apparently he controls everything around here, bastard.
So yeah, the question kind of flitting across some of the characters' minds is he back already, or is this just another Barovian nightmare?
My question is, can bats open tent flaps? Just step in and ignore them.
All right. So, Soren, what would you like to do with your end?
What would I like to do? I would like to cast. Ugh, I don't love this idea, but I'm gonna do it.
If you light me on fire, I'm gonna be mad.
Not this time. I'm gonna cast Shadow of Moil on my shelf. Did it? Ugh. Hold on. There you go. Here, I'm gonna click it again so it
Alright.
actually uses the packed slot.
There we go.
Dumb. God.
All right. As Anzer moves into action, he brandishes his miniature hex blade, utters some arcane words, and issues a cloud of living darkness out of his skin. It seems to seep out from every orifice and nook and cranny and subsume the area around him, including Garnus, Torin, and the campfire. Oh,
That's
Cathius!
where we are.
Bro.
Cathius would be in the range too.
You're welcome. And I'm gonna move a little bit.
So
Right,
it's 10 feet around you.
Shit. Within 10 feet of you into darkness. Yep. Can I set something to emanate from me, or can you do that?
I am. Let's see.
Because I can draw a shape, but can I get it to follow me? Opposite. Much smaller.
Yes.
That's fine. We should all remember.
Well, and this is
Good.
what the area should look like to you anyway. Torin,
fair.
yeah, Torin, Garnus, and Anzer are the only ones you can really see right now. Anzer can see perfectly fine. Torin can see perfectly fine. Garnus treats it as dim light. Ismark, Irina, and Cathius cannot see around you at all. All right. Did you move or take a bonus already?
Um, I'm not gonna use my bonus because the only option I have is the curse thing.
Gotcha.
Well, it did not do what I expected it to. Does that work?
Yeah, actually, that worked really well. Good job.
And now I can't get it to stop.
Yeah, you can't really.
There we go.
Good luck with that.
No, I got it. I got it. I got it. I did it.
I did the thing.
Yeah, that campfire. I don't remember how much a campfire emanates.
I think
But
it's.
I'm not
I think
blocking
it's.
it out anymore.
I think it's 20 and 10.
So yeah, I'm basically creating darkness in this area, turning all the dim light into darkness here, more or less.
Jesus.
Garnus isn't dim light.
They're bats, so you basically painted yourself with a big target.
You're not wrong, but that wasn't the point of the spell. It was just a side effect of it.
Just one of the many. All right.
Yeah, my only bonus is the Hexblade's Curse, and I'm not gonna waste that on one group of bats right now.
Okay, so. Six, 7, 10. Half of the bats move faster than the rest of them, are able to close the gap with the party, swarming Cathius and Irina around the campfire.
Oh boy.
After that, we've got Torin's turn.
This accursed land. I'll move forward to here. Actually, I'll move to here. I'll take that lick from those bats. I know they're going to hit me. And where's the drawer thingy? I can't draw shapes. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna. Oh,
The bats try to take a bite out of you. Their attack lands at a 16 for 6 piercing damage if they're successful.
19 armor class.
There we go. They harmlessly batter against your mail.
So I'm gonna blast a cone of cold,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how I can do it without getting Irina. Damn it. You know what? Let's see. Where was I? I was over here. I was here, correct?
Correct. If you move down next to her,
I was gonna say, if I come over there and just put my hand on her head and push her down, can I breathe over her head?
you would have to actually knock her prone. But then I would say yes, she doesn't have to save.
Can I just tell her to drop? I mean, would she have the opportunity to do that?
Not without coordinated effort beforehand. Unfortunately,
Okay.
you're talking about an action that has about 2 seconds of real time attached to it.
Okay. So I'll just go here and wait, where'd you say to go?
I was gonna say there, but
Like so?
Yep.
Because I'm just trying to get all 3 of these in my cone and not blast her in the face with it as well.
How long's your cone?
15 feet, I think.
to
So
Yeah, 15
you're all
for
set.
cone.
You're all set. You'll hit all 3 and miss Cathius or Irina.
Or I could do that.
Nope.
Then
no,
you would
never
hit Irina.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing right there. Sorry.
You're all good.
I hate
Um,
taking too long on a turn because I know what I want to do is just. Okay, yeah. As I said, this tired of this accursed land, and what level am I? 5, so it's this one.
Just to kind of give you an idea of what that cone actually looks like on grid.
Okay. I wish they had shapes like. on the
Right.
little thing over here.
I have actually found
Over.
an artist who is doing shapes for D&D spells. The problem is he doesn't have them codexed yet. So I'm trying to help him out and get access to it for free by doing the organizing for his project.
That'd be
I
sweet.
got you.
Yeah, he's got all the elemental like cones and shapes already done. Now he's doing specific spell effects like Odaluk's Sphere or Big V's Hand.
Because that
Awesome.
would be just grab a shape from the side,
Mhm.
pick your shape.
Well,
and just put
actually,
it on the map.
we-
that'd be freaking awesome.
the reason we're codexing it is so that you can upload it to something like Roll20, and then you just put the spell name in your journal, and then it'll pull it up for you.
That would be sweet.
Yeah. It's still in testing, but keep an eye out for it. We're also trying to do animated for like signature spells, so like a magic missile that actually glows, or... Anyway, it'll be fun.
Be super cool.
Okay, so Torin takes a position on Irina's flank, roars, and as he bellows, he issues forth a frosty wave. What is the saving throw on it?
15 con.
Ouch. 2 successes, 1
Wow.
failure. I'm assuming for half damage?
Damn. Yes, for
So
half
that's
damage.
fortunate. It's an area.
So,
Jeez.
I guess 3 damage to each of them.
3 for the first 2,
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah.
7 to the last one. All right. The frost envelops all 3 swarms, leaving some of the bats frosty in midair. A few of them drop out of the sky and land on the ground.
Action surge.
Here we go.
With my action surge, I'm going to. Can I? Well, I want to finish my movements. You see, I went 5, 10, 15, 20. I'll do 25 and pop right in the middle of them.
There we go.
30. Yeah, that's 30. And I will swing on this one to my right and this one to my north. So my east and north. One swing on each.
Bearing
First
is...
one will be. Sorry.
You're okay.
Make sure I have my components to cast axe. Yep. Okay, I got them.
Yep.
So first swing on the one to the north of me.
Okay.
That's my regular battle axe, and that will be, what the hell is all that? Okay, there's 16 with some 10 damage, and then on the one to the east of me, nice, almost crit. Damn it. So 10 on north, 8 to the east. Swarm.
Unlike your breath weapon, which seemed to envelop the swarm magnificently, your battle axes struggled to take purchase. You move through them and you're able to hit a couple of the bats, but the swarm just, due to its nature, seems to absorb most of the damage.
Right.
Alright, next up we have Ismark, who is going to level his heavy crossbow that he's been holding, tip into the flame of the campfire, and then fire it at the group of bats directly in front of him.
I was thinking. If I miss, I'm gonna miss with a blaze.
Right? If I'm doing this, who knows? Maybe flying fire will scare them either way. Okay. 15, that's a hit. Ismark seems to be correct in thinking that at least a little bit of flame goes a long way with the bats. This time they make a much wider berth to get out of the way of the weapon. He still does middling damage, but it seemed to have an effect on their coordination. Alright, he struggles to prop up the crossbow and begin reloading it without the assistance of being able to stand up. Next is Irina. With her blade already in hand, she's going to move one end of it through the bats to her left and attempt to continue the motion, striking both groups.
We need a fly swatter.
Right. 4,
That's water.
9.
One of those
Where's
tennis
Ozzy when you
rackets.
need him?
One of those tennis rackets. You push a button and it zaps them. We could do that. Put a lightning enchantment on a freaking net.
She's successful in poking.
Location.
She uses a rapier, and rather than trying to just stab into the swarm, she's swatting it side to side, trying to at least mar some of their leather wings or smack one out of the sky. She seems a little taken aback.
How close did she swing at me?
Not very close.
She sweep through 2 of them. So.
Right. No, she's trained, but she is employing, let's call them, some desperate tactics. All right.
Some oh shit moves.
Yup. Garnus steps out of the darkness and grins as he lobs a small orange sphere of fiery energy.
Like stepped into it.
What?
Looks like he stepped into it.
Did
Oh
he?
no, he moved away from it.
Yeah,
Never
he
mind.
definitely moved away from it.
I thought he moved behind it. I was like a
All right.
But- mote of fire.
That's as much as it would let me roll at one time. Let's do...
Holy crap.
Well, it is what it is.
That's not enough? Jesus.
R.I.P. to me.
Shh.
Wait, what?
That was 5d6, so we've got another 4d6 to go. 30? Yeah.
Jesus.
Fireball? 70d6s, that's my presumption.
They also it's 8d6 plus a d6 for every extra spell slot used to cast it. Um, Garnus emerges from the what is it? The grasp of Hadar or the arms of Hadar? Is that the one you cast?
Oh, it's Shadow of Moyle.
Oh. He emerges from the shadow of Moyle, and as he does so, he's holding his favorite spell delicately in his hands. The small orange orb flashes briefly and changes a brilliant azure color. And as he does so, he casts a blue fireball, which singes all 3 swarms of bats consumed by the blaze. Diminutive little black creatures are falling from the sky, leaving smoky trails in their wake. Smiling, not necessarily pleased with himself, or a grin of satisfaction, Garnus lowers his hands almost in like a meditative expression or breath and turns to the rest of the crowd. All right, after that, Cathius is up next.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to take out what's in front of me with Ray of Frost.
Are we talking this one here?
No, the one next to Irina. In
Gotcha.
front of Thorin.
And we'll have you go ahead and roll that again for disadvantage. Cathius struggles to cast an attack spell in melee combat, but is successful in striking the creature nonetheless. For 9 cold damage, and the bats disperse. Your beam cuts through them, striking quite a few of them that have clumped around the center, and as it does so, the remaining few fly off in different directions in a fright.
Okay, I'm gonna use my bonus action to try and shove the bats behind me, or like, what is that? 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock?
You muster your telekinetic abilities.
Yeah. So it's a DC 15 strength save.
Alrighty.
Can't imagine they have much strength.
Loving this. Okay. Oops. Roll 20s. Having issues.
Aren't we all?
Yeah, I know, right? There it
Oh,
is.
buddy, you need therapy.
Alright, so a 10 is unsuccessful.
Fuck that swarm.
So, roll your psionic talent die.
That is something I don't know how to do.
Alright.
Roll20.
So you'll just go over to the dice symbol on the left-hand side between the question mark and the ruler, and you'll roll whichever die is appropriate as per your psionic feats. I think you start at a d6, or it's a d4, d6.
I might have to go look it up.
Alright, go ahead and go to the left there, and just hit a d6 for me. Okay.
So 25 feet.
Alright, you propel the bats backwards into the darkness of the night. Excellent. Up next is Anzer again.
Oh boy. Okay. What's up with the red dot?
That's me keeping track of which round which bats are in.
Gotcha. Okay. I didn't know if it was a status effect.
Now,
Okay.
all good.
So, I'm going to firebolt. Firebolt.
All right, roll the hit.
Is that the to hit? I think that was the to hit. I think I can only cast it. Do I cast it once or? Yeah, it's just the damage increases.
Correct.
So I believe I rolled a 12. Yep.
All right, which one are you aiming at?
6 plus 6. The one with the dot.
All right, and you hit the creature. 3 fire damage?
3 fire damage. Really, only 3?
Yeah.
Wow. I rolled a 2 and a 1 on 2d10. Great.
That means that's 21. That's not 3.
Yeah, not a D100. Not a percentile. That is unfortunate.
Ain't it
I was
just,
all
though?
excited because Ismark was like, just do fire. I was like, I can do that. I did not do that very well.
Well, you still feel like the fire was more effective than, let's say, a bow at this range or a
Oh.
sword in melee.
I think so.
All right.
Mhm.
Next, Soren, what would you like to do with the rest of your
Shall I
round?
Scoot. Shall I scoot? I'm just gonna stay right here. They're not bothering me. Yep. That's it. That's my action. And I'm not gonna use my bonus.
All right. And with that, we move on to the swarm of bats. Straight at you.
Woohoo!
Why can't... They're buried underneath it now. Bye-bye.
That's okay. There's only 8 more rounds of that if I hold it.
We're good. I don't think it'll
Yeah,
be
it's
an
fine.
issue.
That wasn't the point. It was so that they take fucking damage when they hit me, bastards.
There. I'll leave it at that and call it good.
That's what I was hoping to do. That's awesome.
Okay. Did you hit dynamic lighting by accident?
I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
Drum shape. Yep. So yeah, let's go back to that stupid spell. That awesome spell.
Okay. I've got a 7 and a 15 to hit you, Michael. Oh, I take that back. You're flanked. I've got a 13 and a 16 to hit you.
That's a miss and a hit.
Right, so...
The one that hits takes 2d8 necrotic damage. I'll just cast it.
So
Takes
4.
4 necrotic damage.
Excellent.
Really?
The one you had singed
Do it,
recoils.
Come on, dice. Sorry.
The one you had singed closes and is able to fang you a couple of times as the bats swarm over your square. So when these things attack you, they're technically taking up the same space. As it does so, black tendrils that are kind of seeping off of you to maintain this spell effect lash out and smack it across the face. The other one is a miss, so it does 4 piercing damage to Anzer.
I think I need to have my guy selected.
Okay. Next, we're on to Torin.
Lovely.
All right. Well, I don't have your fancy AoE attacks, so I cast Axe again. I'll do the one between me and Irina here. Try to get them off of her, and I will just I mean, they're obviously hard to hit, so just with a snarl, I'm just gonna swing into the swarm with both my axes here. That's gonna be a miss. But might as well use this inspiration up before it gets too long. I'm gonna take your inspiration you gave me last week,
There we go.
and I'll swing that again. Wow. Okay.
Technically better.
Second one actually lands.
Oh, so the 12 hit.
The 12
and I
hit.
guess the 17 hit. So
6, 10. And would that be to the left or right of Torin? Right now you're facing north. To
the
the
one
right?
with, yeah, the one between me and Irina.
Gotcha. Two vicious blows make their way through the swarm, felling a couple of the bats out of midair.
The swarm is still there.
Yes, yes it is.
I'll, yeah, just a couple of abyssal swear words under my breath, and I'll just hold my place.
All right. Hatred. Okay. As Torin curses the stars, we move to Ismark, who's going to spend his round reloading his crossbow, and Irina, who's going to attempt to smack a swarm of bats out of the air. Unfortunately, she misses hard. As she does so, she's going to take a step back next to Ismark to cover him while he's loading. And we move to Cathius.
Spam Ray of Frost.
All
Did
right.
the bats get an attack of opportunity on her?
No, she took the disengage action, so she only moved one square. Used up her move. All right, Ray of Frost from Cathius. That's a hit. Excellent. And which one was your target? So for larger scale fights, we're going to start moving into undeclared targets being DM's choice.
Like right now?
Yes. So go ahead and declare your target, but after this, it'll be declare then cast.
Gotcha. I'm gonna do the one that Torin hit.
Alrighty. 3 or 4 frosty bats fall out of the center of it, and the few that remain disperse into the night.
Hooray!
Hooray! Cathius has a move and a bonus left.
Okay,
Hi, Cygnus.
I'm gonna trace out some distance real fast.
Alright.
See your bonus action, just flip them off, say "fuck you, Strahd."
Can I see that swarm that I'm pointing at?
Unfortunately, is covered in total darkness.
Okay. Then I am going to stay where I am and kind of guard Irina from a distance.
Alright. Cathius successfully blasts a ray of freezing magical energy into the midst of one of the swarm of bats and settles into a more defensive position. As we move on to the group that is next to Torin. Okay.
Bring it, you little pests.
As the creatures rear on him, he growls. They strike at a 12, which I believe is a miss.
Yep. They missed.
Yep. Okay. Next up is Anzer. In the middle of a field of magical darkness, surrounded by a small horde of bats. What do you do?
I shall.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot Garnus. I'm gonna restart your round, sorry. Our favorite little dwarf. It's gonna walk up and give a good swing with his mace. Solid strike. Grunting, he swings his hammer through the swarm of bats hard. You can hear a couple of splats as it makes its way through. Now we begin Anzer's round.
Boy. Okay. I guess really the best I can do is kind of do what they're doing. And swinging at things.
Draw your scimitar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I was using to cast anyway, technically.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, swinging twice at that one.
Okay.
Or I
Well-
guess swing and then depending on
And
that
see
outcome.
what happens. Yeah.
So I was on my spells. I gotta get to my scimitar.
Anzer draws his signature thin blade, sheathed in bluish beauty. Let's see, an 18's gonna hit.
Why didn't it roll damage too? Although the update is weird, man.
Yeah, you gotta
roll it separate now.
reformat your options.
I don't gotta reformat it. I gotta roll it separate.
Oh,
Or-
you can turn that off in your Beyond settings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you have to go in and pretty much retell it to do everything it was doing.
These
before.
1s and 2s are starting to hack me off.
Yeah, technical issues this week have been real. Okay.
So
6.
yep, 6.
All right, you skewer one of them out of the air.
Nice.
You have a move and a bonus left if you'd like it.
Well, I'm gonna take, since it's scimitar swing, or yeah, I guess I'll use my bonus to swing again, or poke again, as it were.
The brilliant blade flashes again in the night air. That's a hit.
Boom. Make more damage.
Excellent. The creatures are starting to thin in that particular group.
Woohoo!
My turn. Anzer's attacked by both. My highest roll was a 13.
Nope and nope.
Fucking love it. Alright, moving on. Got Torn. Oh, wait! No.
Oh, we forgot the Dinglebutt there.
Okay.
Ismark. Didn't we last turn?
Oh, no, he's reloading this round.
Okay.
22, Michael.
What? Why? No.
They
yeah.
have advantage.
Son of a bitch.
Pack tactics. Swarm tactics. Whatever.
Alright, 22 for 6 piercing damage to Anzer this round.
Puppy takes some damage also. Hold on. Let me go back to it. Shadow.
As Anzer deftly holds on to his edge against both swarms of bats,
Woo,
we
woo,
move
that's what I'm
to...
talking about.
Oh,
That's the one that did damage to me. That's how much he took. And then I'll apply
Okay.
my damage.
um,
Yeah, that's what Shadow of Moyle is about.
There are about half a dozen bats left in that swarm committed to actually attacking you. The rest of them seem to be moving in some sort of loose, cacophonous union. And as the few strike out at you, there's a instant where the darkness around you becomes taut, and tentacles reach out, felling every single bat in the swarm as they drop out of the sky. Their little tiny bodies drained of life energy. Okay, Torin. We are back to our Dragonborn.
Which group did he destroy?
That would be the closest there.
Seeing how they have 2 people here. Well, you know what? Nope, I'm just... Alright, I'm just gonna turn around and bat at these guys. That's alright.
Just
I'm not
finish
gonna go
it.
anywhere.
Alright, as Torin rolls his vicious battle axe and his trusty +1 battle axe, the party prepares to close on an ambush by the darkness of Barovia. Let's see, 15 and 20 are both going to hit.
12 damage. And
clear out a good portion of them, but more than enough remain to continue the fight.
Okay. With that, after my attack, I'll glance over and see. So there's one left there. I'm gonna do this, and this. Plop down next to the fire, and say, "The hell with it."
All right, Torin knows how this is going to end, and he is ready to continue his recreation process.
Respect.
I just have faith these guys. I mean, they've been dropping them left and right, so I'm just gonna go right there, and I just plop down on my ass.
All right.
I'll take my opportunity of attack, by the way. If they want to bite at me as I walk away.
20.
Oh, shit!
Sorry about that. You're gonna you'll take less damage than that. It'll be 4 damage, not 5.
Okay, why?
Because
okay.
they seem to do less damage the less bats are in the swarm.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. 4 damage, not a problem. I'll just, like, reach back with my claw and...
I just, like, bat it away from you.
Yeah.
Little annoyance. Alright, so that brings us to Ismark, who's going to level his heavy crossbow once again after dipping it into the fire. Anzer, he aims at your swarm of bats.
Can he see them?
Like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's not going to fire through the crowd that's interposing between him and the other swarm. So he trains his crossbow in your direction, and he seems to be waiting for an opportunity. So he has readied himself to take an attack. Irina, again...
I think I can end a spell as a free action?
Okay.
Do I think he'll get a shot off if I can do that, or can I not do it in response? I don't know. I might be trying to throw too many Magic the Gathering rules in here. In response, instant spell.
I don't know how to play that game, so...
So, does it say you can dismiss it in the description, or is it something that requires concentration?
It's something that requires concentration. You can drop concentration as a free action.
Okay.
So I'm asking you how you want to play your free action rules.
Yeah. The only issue I have is whether or not you can do it on your turn.
Oh, I feel you. Okay.
I'm going to say it'll be your reaction, and you can do it as a reaction.
Okay. Then yeah, I'll drop it if he's gonna raise his bow toward it.
Yeah.
Toward me, whatever.
All right. As Ismark readies his newly flaming arrow, the darkness around Michael recedes back into him, almost as if it's being sucked back up into his person. As he does so, Ismark's timing is perfect.
Delete that.
Say what?
Did you delete that?
Yeah,
I've been trying to. I was like, what the hell?
I think because I put it down, it's like, no, you're the DM. No one else can fuck with stuff. Unfortunately, he misses. And
Son of a bitch. I should have held it up.
With that, Irina is going to rush at the other swarm of bats with her rapier.
Lame.
Well, I mean, his ankle hurts, dude. I mean, come on.
He can't stand up.
I should not have given him the benefit of the doubt. You're right.
It's like, ow, click.
Irina is going to get advantage on that attack as she rushes to flank the small swarm of bats and successfully hits. So, 4. That group of bats has been dispersed. The only one that remains is facing off against Anzer the Drow. And we move on to Cathius this round.
Guess what I'm gonna do?
Ray of Frost.
come have a seat next
Ray
to
of
me?
Frost. No. I actually plan on doing something. So
19
I've done
is going to
something.
hit, but
40 to 10 cold damage.
this target is engaged in melee, so roll that one more time for us.
Disadvantage.
An 11 unfortunately misses.
Area effect, does it still do half?
No, this one's a hit or a miss.
That's only for saves, huh?
Yeah. Let's
Well done.
see. Michael, what's your AC?
15.
Alright. The Ray of Frost narrowly misses your shoulder.
None of that now.
Alright, and shortly afterwards, with his other hand, you can see Cathius concentrating. And while no magic issues forth, he projects his palm and blasts the bats with a force of telekinetic energy. Go ahead and roll a d4.
me.
Yes. Alright, you move the bats just out of reach, a little way back, and we will
Do I get
move.
an opportunity attack?
No, unfortunately, if something is moved against its will,
Oh, that's right.
yeah. Alright, so Garnus. 4, 5. Can't quite make it there. Okay. Garnus lobs a small ball of golden fire. Its energy more radiant than what he was using before.
And I squint.
And I squint. He successfully strikes the creatures. Let's see, 1d8 of radiant damage. The first of this group of bats has been injured. Yeah, you guys haven't touched this one yet.
They can't take all of us though.
Anzer.
Yeah. TPK'd by this one last fucking
Right.
swarm.
You recognize in its pattern that it's starting to disperse. The bats seem to be on a defensive survival position and moving away from the party now.
Okay.
You just let them go?
No, I'm still gonna firebolt them.
Alright, what are you going to do?
Firebolt.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Maybe firebolt.
Don't start shit and then run away, cowards.
Right? Don't start something you ain't gonna finish.
Yeah, you seem to say fire was a thing, so. Yeah. God fucking damn piece of shit.
7 to hit is a miss.
Ooh.
Alright.
Okay, so the Scimitar of Speed, the bonus action thing is only after I attack with it first, huh?
Correct.
So. Okie doke. Well. I guess I'm gonna say probably good riddance and just move.
Alright. And next up are the bats' turn, and they disperse in 3 or 4 different directions as little groups of them pair off and fly off into the night, away from your campfire, leaving you in whatever peace you might find this evening.
We literally can never kill anything off. There's always something left. What the hell is that about?
Welcome to Barovia.
Technically, it's more realistic.
Alright, Irina immediately moves to aid Ismark into a more comfortable position atop the log that you've set up there next to camp. And the two of them are looking very distraught. They don't look like, they're worried for their personal safety, but Ismark almost immediately leads into a wonderment out loud of whether or not you should even stay here tonight. The village of Valaki is only a mile and a half away.
But your suggestion is to travel at night.
My suggestion is not to die.
What about your rope trick?
Only an hour.
But I can also do lassos.
I'm pretty good at just.
Irina, after having quite a look of consternation on her face, she seemed to be focusing on his ankle while the rest of the conversation was happening, seems to snap out of some sort of focus or daydream she was having, and she says, "We can't stay here. He is going to keep coming until he takes one of us. Are these bats his? I don't know. But everything in Barovia is his. I can't sleep, and I just feel like we're exposed. I keep looking over my shoulder."
You know this place better than us. Would it be safe to travel at night?
Ismark chuckles. "Absolutely not."
So damned if we do and damned if we don't.
He says, "The Svalich woods are extremely dangerous, but it's just a different type of danger. Here, on the cliff face, we could buttress ourselves the best we can, hold watch, and hope nothing bothers us till the morning. That's about 6 or 7 hours from now. Getting to Valaki, even at night, will only take 2.
Dwarf, can you make him walk again?
Garnus is kneeling next to the fire and staring intently into it. You notice that he's muttering something under his breath. It's almost as if he's in some sort of trance.
Is it distinguishable?
What was that?
Is it distinguishable?
You can distinguish it. Are you trained in religion?
Yeah.
Go ahead. And Arcana,
Are you sure you're trained in religion?
right? 18. He's casting some form of divination. He seems to be reading the fire. Do you just leave him in peace until he finishes? Ismark and Irina seem to have taken that particular cue.
Are these tents out? Where the hell these tents come from?
You guys had tents.
We'll start breaking them down, I guess.
All right. Torin moves as if to get ready to head towards Valaki. Garnus reaches into the flames and pulls out an ember. As he does so, it doesn't sizzle or burn. It simply slowly goes out, becoming black ash and seeping through his fingers. We should be safe here for the evening, but we should be gone right after daylight.
I stop what I'm doing and look at the rest of you guys.
Get away if I don't have to.
All right. So after casting his own personal version of augury, Garda seems to have settled the party for the evening. You'll still have watch out. I think Anzer has already done his shift, um, and Irina is willing to take one of the watches, but Ismark thinks it's a bad idea. His suggestion is to leave both of them out of rotation for now. Him due to his injury, and her, well, Strahd wants her.
I'll take a watch, um, understanding naturally that I'm probably the tougher person here as far as like beefiness. So I'll take two watches, even though I'll get an exhaustion point. That's fine.
Okay, so Torin wants to opt to pull the full watch and pull down some exhaustion, which would mean everyone gets a long rest. Otherwise, only two characters would get a long rest.
I'll
Sound good?
um so point of exhaustion.
It is disadvantage on saving throws and ability checks. Nothing too severe yet.
Right.
Be able to add it. Yeah, if you click on conditions, you can actually set a level of exhaustion, and
Yep.
it'll just adjust everything for
I
you.
gotcha. Okay.
Perfect, that's cool. Alright, so the party rests for the evening. That night, the foggy banks that move over the land of Barovia seem particularly dark and troubled. The moonlight obscured for most of the rest of the evening. That morning is uneventful, relatively so, and you're able to break down camp and get started on the road 30 or 45 minutes after dawn.
As you guys become awake, come awake, or start coming out of the tents and all that, and exhaustion is sitting in on poor Torin. You, if anybody's listening, he's muttering something under his breath about we will get out of here soon. Don't worry, Shay.
All right, the party awakes in the morning to Torin's wake time ritual. He seems to be holding on another conversation, either in private or with those among us that you cannot see. Okay, so moving back to the map of Barovia, the party is ready to start into the Svalich Woods proper. South of Lake Zarovich, they'll be moving for 2 to 2.5 miles to the city of Valaki. When we return after a brief intermission.
Yes. When we get back from everybody taking a break before we go back live, I'd like to ask. It take about 2 minutes to bring something up.
Okay.
If
We
that's
will
okay.
we'll be back. Party, please be back in 10 minutes, and then we'll be back streaming in 15.
Give Anzair another long rest.
Yes. So everyone who is not Torin is entitled to a long rest.
Okie dokie. Back at 10.
Welcome back, everybody. We are in Curse of Strahd. Our intrepid heroes have fought off an attack by a swarm of bats at their campsite. That evening, they discussed whether or not they should push through the night, push through the Svalich woods, and risk an attack in the early morning by approaching Vallaki. After summoning divine guidance, Garnus lets the party know that they will be safe until the morning, but they will need to leave at first light. After awaking in the morning and doing just that, the party heads north out of the foothills and back to the Svalich road itself. I'm gonna move our little token here, and then we shall proceed apace. There we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3 hours on the road with no events.
Well, considering he said it was only a 2-hour hike, we should be there, right?
Ideally. Okay, 1 second while I change my windows. Forgive me, stream. Okay, so the old Svalich road meanders into an alley watched over by dark, brooding mountains to the north and to the south. The woods recede, revealing a sullen mountain berg surrounded by a wooden palisade. Thick fog presses up against this wall, as though looking for a way inside, hoping to catch the town aslumber. Dirt road ends at a set of sturdy iron gates with a pair of shadowy figures standing behind them. Planted on the ground and flanking the road outside the gates are a half-dozen pikes with wolves' heads impaled on them.
Inviting.
Very.
We totally should have done that.
Totally what?
Said we totally should have done that.
Put some wolf heads on pikes.
Yeah, stuck them around the edge of camp. Okay, so the party is just at the east edge of the village of Vallaki.
Okay, what did we learn about Vallaki?
Not much.
It was either bring them here or to Kresk. Right? Yeah.
Correct. And on our large map, you should have a few new locations labeled for you. Thanks to Ismark, he's been able to kind of round out your knowledge of the area. The red lines all represent roads. Red dots represent well-used trails, which will take about twice as much time to go over. And then you have a few labels for Vallaki, Kresk, local lakes, and a few local wooded areas.
How many nights or days has it been since we met the Vistani?
1,
Two?
2, I
Three?
believe you're on your third day.
Okay.
Just inside the iron gates on the right is a woman dressed in medium armor. It seems mismatched and ill-fitted, and the man next to her is the same. Both guards regard you as you approach the road. About 30 feet outside of the gates proper, the man raises his hand and lets out a "Hail, well met."
Hey, I like your helmet too.
Do you actually say that out loud?
Why, thank you, young man.
Just roll my eyes.
Behind them, in the causeways of the city, you can catch glimpses of garlands, balloons, streamers, plates of food being moved back and forth. There seems to be quite a bustle in the city.
Headed for the food.
As you approach the gates, they raise the iron palisade, but both of them stand in your way and ask you, "What is your business in Vallaki? Welcome."
Food.
Excellent, excellent, traveler. We have plenty of that. But no, you can get that anywhere.
Not when you're on the road. And we're here to deliver these two.
Travels.
Ismark steps forward and says, "Greetings, well met. Um, we are here on business from the Burgomaster of Barovia. My name is Ismark Kolyana. This is my sister Arina. We are here again on official business. Please get out of the way. I am tired." As soon as he says his name, both guards kind of stiffen their backs and their shoulders a little bit. Yes, of course. The woman seems to be somewhat apoplectic. She is obviously the newer of the two guards. And while her physique is more robust, the man is a little bit older, more frail, and skinny. Obviously not well fit for the job. She is less sure of herself.
Probably let the man through, and the rest of us.
As Ismark continues to kind of negotiate with the guards, Anzer and Cathius can make Arcana checks. And one more from our dear dwarven friend. Soren catches a scent on the air, almost a sickly sweet water. And you can see both of the guards' eyes just kind of gloss over. They both smile. Well, of course. We were just getting a party ready. Everyone's going to the festival. You are our dear friends, and of course are invited. You must sit next to me in 3 days. Come back, find me 3 days. So happy to have you here. Jesus, I thought these guys would never shut up. As Mittens comes walking out from behind the party. Can we go inside now? These guys are charmed. We're done. I'm tired. Everybody's hungry. Thank you.
Decide if I like you or not.
Anzer recognizes what the smell was as a material after effect of strong enchantments and illusions.
Where's your corgi? I liked your dog better.
You blew him up. You don't get to ask about my corgi. You don't get to see my corgi. My corgi is my corgi. My corgi will find you. How about that?
So is this you said it was a gnome?
Mittens is back.
So it's a gnome. And it's a male or female?
It's male.
Okay. He has his uses. Huh. And I'll start walking towards some food.
If you want to put it that way.
See if I can up his.
I think you had shared it once before a few weeks ago.
I had, unfortunately, the way it's.
I got it. I pulled it up.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a slightly older gnome. He has a silver shock of hair across the top of his head that's been trimmed to kind of a flat top. He's almost perpetually locked in a mirthful grin or an all-out smile every time that you talk to him.
So he's a shit starter.
It seems.
You can ask Ainzer. He seems to know him a little bit better.
Oh, Torin is not that curious. He just
I don't care that much. I just care to ask.
yeah, he just he has his uses and that's it.
All right. As the party is ushered into the city by two very, very friendly guards, you can see the hustle and bustle is not just around this easternmost gate. It seems that the whole city is engaged in some sort of great preparation.
How large would you say this town was? Is it as big as where we left? What was it? Barovia? Not Barovia.
Forgive me, the maps are gonna skip around here for a second. Oh,
Yeah,
why is this happening?
Disappeared on me.
The Burgomaster's domain.
Yeah, what was the name of that damn town?
I can't remember it either.
Barovia?
Was it Barovia? I thought the land was Barovia.
The largest city is also called.
Okay, so is this on the same scale as Barovia, or is it much smaller?
So Barovia, in theory, is larger, and it certainly is physically and has a larger infrastructure and outlying towns or
But less people.
hamlets, but much less people. Also, Barovia seemed to be abandoned for the most part,
Okay.
whereas Vallaki is bustling. In fact, as you make your way towards the center of town, let me point out exactly where you are. So you start over here at the eastern gate, which is also called the Gate of Mourning. Double entendre for anyone who's interested. Sometimes spelled with a U, sometimes it's just spelled like the morning.
Okay.
There's a north gate towards Lake Zarovich. This dirty trail just leads up to the face of the lake, and then there's the western gate. So you start here and make your way through the main artery town. I've got some more map work. Okay.
I don't even know where to start.
Torin does.
Follow
There's
your
a-
nose, boy.
Cooked. He's ready for some good cooked food. Being
There,
on the road for a few days kind of sucked.
there are people bustling all around you.
Are we supposed to eat them?
Well, let me as the DM pose it to you this way: you're in a new place. You have some social clout, either because of who you're with or because of who you are, and you need to find a place. What do you do?
Let's ask the guards that we charmed.
You guys want to go back to the guards?
Oh, I thought they were accompanying us. I'm sorry.
No. They usher you in and kind of say enjoy your stay. But if you continue past the gate, they're not going to abandon their post.
We're in a decent-sized town.
Mittens looks
They're
around
taking
at
their
everybody
walk. I'm looking through my notes.
individually. He says, "I can hear the tummies. I can hear the rumbling. My guards people, where do visitors go when they come here?" Ooh, either let's see, many visit the Burgermaster's mansion, Wachter House in see Lady Wachter, or if you're looking for somewhere to stay, the Blue Water Inn, right in the middle of the city. It's impossible to miss.
This wouldn't be the same Burgermaster, would it? He just has like 2 mansions.
Same Burgermaster as
Barovia.
Ismark and Irina both look at you with a very dour glare. You were at his funeral.
Doesn't mean doesn't have 2 houses.
He was the Burgermaster of Barovia, my friend. As Ismark leans closer and kind of covers his mouth, each city has its own mayor.
Seems a little convoluted to me, but whatever you say.
So, forgive him.
So you said the Blue Water Inn? That's what the guards had mentioned?
Yes. They also say that it's right in the middle of town. If you go to the town center, it's the largest 2-story building and has an orange tiled.
Okay. And where would you say most of these festivities and food are taking place?
Here in a few days, we will go through another festival. This one, I think, what was he calling it? It was the Festival of the Blazing Sun. Yes.
Is this not something that you guys do very often?
We do festivals very often, yeah. Yeah, we do a lot of festivals.
This festival specifically, the Blazing Suns.
They change a lot. The Burgermaster is a limitless font of inspiration. Every couple of weeks. It's lovely. It's wonderful. Make an insight check.
While he's doing that, a DM question: when you said we approached and came through the gate, we could see some festivities and food being handed. Is that just like everywhere we look, this is going on, or?
It seems to be a great preparation. So people are moving around crates of fresh vegetables. Chefs are coming and going with plated dishes, having people taste, having bosses come in and out. And you notice that amongst the garlands, there are layers and layers of party material. Many of it weathered with age, and many of the garlands, especially as you go higher up the buildings, have been faded by the sun.
Does Torin notice this, like particularly?
Yes.
This is a front.
Cathius derives from his interaction with the guard that question about the festivals brought up something. He was saying more than we are just a very festival-driven town. But beyond that, you don't. He smiles dimly and says, "This is the happiest and safest places in Barovia. There is nowhere else you can go that can provide you what we can here. You go to Kresk, they're a big fortress, they don't let anybody in, and they're miserable. But here, in Velaki, we are all safe, we're all sane."
I want to stop.
Stop what?
I want to stop walking. Like we were all kind of moving along here. I want to stop, noticing these decorations and kind of what he said. I want to stop and really look at the people's faces around here.
Make a perception check.
Why don't you just enjoy yourself while you're here and have the opportunity?
Does the rest of the party engage now that they notice Torin is kind of scanning?
Oh, Jesus, I'll just say something does not seem right.
He keeps talking about dancing. Why doesn't he just kick back?
Something is not right. These
Jesus.
decorations are forced.
Anzer?
Also rolling perception. Boop.
Jesus.
Jeez.
No,
Come on, guys.
bullshit. Everybody's just happy as can be. Let's go.
Basically. I mean, do you want to stop and talk to one of the commoners on the street? Or do you want to try and make your way to the inn and see if you can get more there?
Let's focus on the people that we can force. So, like, leader of the inn, we can force them to talk to us while we promise them business.
The female guard goes, yeah, you guys are really smart. You should do that. My friends are so great.
Okay.
Thanks, you too. I like your helmet.
As we're walking, if we happen to pass close enough to just a random person, not a guard, not somebody that looks like a guard, but just a commoner, I'll in passing I'll say glad to have another festival, eh? And see what their reaction is.
The young man you talk to seems to be a porter of some sort. He's taking large pallets of party material, moving from one side of the road as the other. And as he passes in front of you, you say that, and he nearly drops his load and looks at you straight in the eyes, at first with a blank expression, and then very forced smiles and says, They're the only thing that's worth it, yeah.
Do I notice? I mean, intelligence 8. Will I pick up on that? Will I notice that it's forced, or is there something off?
I think your insight actually powers these sorts of interactions. Insight or wisdom. The rest of the party also views this interaction if they'd like to glean more information.
With an insight check?
Yep.
My big +0. God, come on, people.
Right?
Oh, shit.
Cathius. The young man does not believe a word he's saying. In fact, there's a bite of sarcasm or resentment on the back end of his voice.
Can I join the conversation?
Yeah, you're standing there.
What makes them so worth it?
How else? How else are you supposed to stay happy and chipper in these dark times? These walls cannot be the only thing that protect us from Strahd.
I guess I just believe every word he says.
So the festivals keep you safe from Strahd.
I think we are protected here. We are led by our burgermaster, and he produces these festivals.
Alrighty then.
About this time, an older woman wearing kind of a blue draped blouse with an apron over the front of it leans out of a two-story window just behind you, throwing up the shutters and screaming, "Tommy, you better get back to work!"
Well, with my weak ass tries,
To his chores.
with my weak ass tries to understand something that I thought might be off, I will drop this issue now and just be like, "Fuck it, okay, I'm going to eat." I'm
Yes.
content with whatever.
Let's fill our bellies and try to get in contact with this burgomaster, I think.
Yes, burgers sound good.
Alright, so the party heads to the Blue Water Inn.
Great.
Yeah, sure. If that's where that's where they told us to go.
Gray smoke issues from the chimney of this large two-story wooden building with a stone foundation and sagging tile roof, upon which several ravens have perched. A painted wooden sign hanging above the main entrance depicts a blue waterfall. Okay.
All right.
I would like to go in.
I would like to go inside. Let's see.
Do you think they have other drinks here than just water? Like,
No,
could
that's
we,
it.
could we
That's
get
it.
booze?
That's all that they're gonna have. That's it.
It's blue water.
Is that like an ocean water from Sonic, or
Sounds good.
Jeez.
Cherry limeade. I don't know.
it's like pink water with green stuff?
Yeah. How about a cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper? That'd be good. No ice.
I like how everyone has tiny, tiny little tokens when they're first placed.
How do you get them to blow up?
Ugh,
Is it something magical you have to do behind the scenes?
basically.
Gotcha.
Whatever size they were when they were ported, they stay. Whereas some of them, like the ones for Irina and Ismark, automatically adjust to the size of the square. When I place Torrens or Garnuses, it's based on like a quarter square for some reason. They just have to get restretched and resized and everything after that.
Do I smell any food coming from this tavern? Or
Absolutely.
in, sorry.
You specifically the smell of fresh baked bread
Oh snap! I'm going in.
Right.
I said, "Oh snap!" I'm showing my age. Oh, let me check something. Money. Yeah. I'll flip as I walk in. I want to try and get. I'm certain whoever the tavern or is running the inn. I'm sorry. Notices and looks at us as we come in.
There's a younger woman in her late 20s or early 30s who's tending the bar.
From where Torin is now, I'll flip a gold piece at her. All the way across the freaking bar. And
Dex
just
check!
say, do what?
Dex check!
Oh shit, okay. No worries, no worries. I can do that.
Slide a hand if you happen to be trained. Torin's one successful dex check for the entire campaign has been made.
I'll fling it right into her pouch.
Alright, so you flip the coin onto the bar and it lands next to a glass with a clink. Her eyes light up and she looks up, somewhat surprised.
Food, water, and some of that bread, please, and keep it coming. And I'll sit at the table that I'm next to, and then that's it. I'm just gonna sit here and eat.
Alright, she raises her voice and says, "Bray, we have guests!" Two young boys come bursting out of the side door, running along the bar to the other end, laughing, giggling, climbing up on one of the kegs and jumping into the back maintenance room.
Okay.
Shortly after, an older man issues forth from the same room with a large smile on his face and greeting you a well met, travelers.
He's not in a priest's costume, is he?
Now, both of them, while fairly well dressed for Barovians of what you've met so far, seem a little tired still.
I think you need to switch to the tokens.
Say what?
I think you need to switch two of the tokens, if I'm not mistaken. And the old man's supposed to be next to the lady.
Yeah, Erwin's
Yeah.
supposed to be next to Danica. All right,
Okay.
so the older man says, Bro, keep it down. We have guests." Greeting, travelers. Welcome to the Blue Water Inn. My name is Erwin. This is my wife, Danica. And I believe you've met our boys already. We are currently empty. We were doing preparations for the festival, but we have many empty rooms and plenty of food and drink. What can I get you?
There are no other patrons in here.
You hear some rustling upstairs, but there's no one downstairs, no.
Why is your tavern so empty?
Well, in the days before a festival, many of the townspeople have a tendency to contribute in the preparation. As for why we may be so empty, if you have been in Barovia long, you might notice that every tavern is a little empty. He reaches behind Danica to this first barrel of wine. Each one of them has a label on them. The one on the far left is labeled champagne. The one in the middle is labeled grape number 32. And the one on the far right is labeled crimson rosé. He lifts the crimson rosé. His placard is made of silver, and it sloshes about, sounding almost empty. He lifts the middle, grape wine number 32, which has a placard made of copper, bronze. It sloshes about, less than a quarter left. He goes down to the champagne, whose placard is made of gold, and lifts it. There is no noise. And he drops it unceremoniously back into its holder.
This is just like, does this seem routine? Like,
Absolutely not. Actually, adventurers, I have a proposition. First round is on me. Second round, we discuss the issue proper format.
You had me at first rounds on me.
Says Danica, darling. 5 glasses of number 32. Adventurers, heroes, if you would not mind, join me at my round table for what it is. And he gestures at one of the medium-sized tables in the middle.
so I am psychic. Water for me, please. If he brings the glass of wine over, I won't be rude. I'll just not drink it. Like
He
No,
brings
you'll hand it to me.
no. He brings a couple of goblets of wine and then a pitcher of water for the table.
Is that just with the wine?
Um,
I like waft it and shit.
it is slightly turned, so a little sour. Smells a little vinegary.
Very obvious that I can tell.
It is
And then I drink some anyway.
okay. It's still drinkable. It's just not great. Erwin sits you down and keeps his voice relatively low as Danica moves to the front and pulls the shutters on all of the windows. My supply of wine is nearly gone, and the next shipment is long overdue. I'll give you any information that you seek. I know what adventurers do with their time, and I know how important someone like me, how useful someone like me can be for you. Likewise, this wine is the lifeblood of Barovians. Against these dark nights and these trying times, very few things keep our people's morale afloat. I am concerned these festivals do not do the trick. They neither protect us nor bring mirth to many around us. The Burgomaster's opinion is his own. We will always support the city and make our sacrifices with a smile. However, if this continues, I am afraid it won't matter. The vineyard and the winery are just a few miles west of here. Just follow the old Svalich road and the signs, and you get there. Ismark says that he's pretty familiar with the winery. Actually, he's had to actually go there for some of the deliveries that this man is talking about, and he reaffirms how strange it is for a shipment to be overdue. Even in Barovia, they run like clockwork.
I want to ask Ismark how long he thinks it's going to take him to heal his leg so he can show us the way.
Garnis chuckles. Ismark likewise looks a little confused, as if expecting more. Garnis just waves him away. Ismark says, without the dwarf, I would say 3 or 4 days. With the dwarf, I'm thinking it won't be an issue by the morning.
Well, let's make it snappy so we can get back to what we were doing.
Erwin says that the rooms here are 1 electrum piece a night, but they're fully furnished. You would have your privacy. For a gold piece a night, you can have a fully private room for each of you. He has 1 room that has 4 beds in it that you can have. Otherwise, it'll be individual rooms.
Has anyone? How long have we been in here now? Maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, 8 to 10 minutes.
And is Danica still standing behind the bar?
Yes, she is. She's been going back and forth, kind of setting up bread for you, bringing out plates.
Oh, I was about to get rude. Okay.
So, as you've had a moment to kind of sit in the environment, you take in your surroundings, and damp cloaks hang from the pegs on the entrance portico. The tavern is packed with tables and chairs, as you can see, with narrow paths meandering between them. The bar stretches along this wall here, as described, under a balcony that can be reached by a wooden staircase that hugs the north wall. So this whole second level actually juts out a little bit, creating an open two-story like seating space, like a courtyard.
Okay.
All the windows are fitted with thick shutters and crossbars. Lanterns hanging above the bar and resting on the tables bathe the room in a dull orange light and cast shadows upon the walls, most of which are adorned with wolf heads mounted on wooden plaques. No one has entered or left the tavern since you sat down, but Danica keeps going back and forth to the door as if keeping an eye on any incoming patrons.
Expecting someone?
I don't think he heard you.
Not exactly, but I will say that the devil has eyes and ears everywhere. And he may not count us amongst his friends.
Especially now that we're here.
What do you mean?
No, nothing. Only that we've caught his attention.
The man turns to Ismark and says, I invoke guest rights. What does your companion mean? And the tone seems to have gotten far more serious. Ismark says, Strahd seeks to kidnap my sister Irina here. For what purposes we do not know. We believe that anywhere we go outside of Valaki and Kresk, she will be in danger. Erwin considers this for a moment. Quite serious. But I understand your presence here just that much more. I understand the importance just that much more.
I'm ready to take a nap.
As look, Beast went all the way to their house. Oh, never mind. He's shooting him away. I want to, as we're eating, I want to really take this place in. As far as, is there dust on some of the other tables? Is there dust on the floor? Does it look like it's been a while since anybody's really used any of these seats and chairs?
So there are stables in the back that you can spy through one of the open doors. There's a storage room here. As far as upstairs, no one's made it up there yet, but the downstairs is immaculately kept. The only cleanly place in the city of Barovia that you saw was the Vine and Vineyard there, or the Blood and Vine there. This place puts it to shame. Well used, well maintained. The glassware looks fresh and unchipped and ready to be used. You notice while you're looking around, however, that a few people have come up to the door and turned away when they saw Danica in the window.
Questioner.
I noticed that.
Yeah, as the party's kind of meandering about the tavern and taking it in before they go to their rooms,
Okay.
Danica goes back up to the door and reopens both the shutters on either side, and you can see people starting to come up to the door now.
Conversation. Gotcha.
It was simply a private conversation, and as I'm sure you are aware by now, Strahd's eyes and ears are everywhere.
Too aware.
Alright, as she begins to usher in the next group of patrons, two of them seem to be wolf hunters from the local area. They're wearing woven furs around their shoulders, and carrying hides that they've tanned outside of town. And then a bard, perhaps, or traveling performer. He has pointed ears and a rather flamboyant dress about him.
Where do they go?
The two wolf hunters go straight up to the bar, sit down, and order beer, effectively. And the other man apparently has a room here as he heads to the stairs.
I'll move to this chair here so that I can see the door and the guy sitting at the bar.
All right, both men seem to be very grim, and they have a haunted look in their eyes, but they are oblivious to the rest of the tavern. They're just talking to each other and enjoying their drink. The last man gets called after by Danica. Rictavio, you must pay your bill someday.
And this guy's leaving or headed? That's the one that was headed up the stairs.
That was the one who's headed up the stairs.
Okay. So we got here about 10 o'clock in the morning, you'd say?
I'd say that's a comfortable guess, yeah. So
so
it's about lunchtime. With that, I think it's a good point to wrap up this week. That way you will have a half a day left in town before tonight when we open next session. Okay. Thank you for joining us again. Curse of Strahd episode 10 went off without a hitch. Our heroes have made it to the village of Vallaki, the first of their potential sites to keep Irina safe and to keep her out of the clutches of the Devil Strahd. Next week, the heroes will decide what to do about the winery pointed out to them by Erwin, the owner of the Blue Water Tavern, and will further investigate the mysterious festivals, the unending mirth of the village of Vallaki. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Yep. Night.
Bye.